I've been wanting to do a few more Halloween-centric videos this October, and it's given me a great opportunity to talk about this movie, Friday the 13th, Part 3, in 3D. A year ago, I watched all the Halloween movies, and I even made a video about Halloween 2 that I'll put in the description below. Well, this year, I've been watching a lot more slasher movies. I haven't seen all the Friday the 13th movies yet because there's like a million of them, but this one left a particular impression on me because of just how amazing it is. The hook of this movie was that when it came out in 3D. And yes, when it came out on DVD as well, it came with some sexy AF 3D glasses, so I actually did watch this in 3D. Even though you won't be able to watch it in 3D with me, you'll be able to tell when they were going for it and when it would have even mattered. The 3D is terrible, by the way. So the movie starts with a recap of the first two films, where the girl from the last one is running away from Jason and finds his mother's severed head and the bodies of her friends. She puts on Jason's mom's sweater and tries to convince him that she's his mother.
Mommy has a reward for you.
This was so weird to me. Like, I get that Jason is delusional and whatever, but why did she think this would work? Heck, why did this work? She tries to kill Jason, and then he sees his mother's actual head, and just happens to remember, oh yeah, my mom is decapitated. You're a fake! Then this guy shows up out of nowhere. They wrestle, and the girl slices Jason down with a machete. Yeah, the first 6 minutes of this movie is a recap. The actual movie starts with Jason walking away, and then this sweet, funky music opening. I don't know what's scarier, the opening credits popping out at me, or this sweet track, my guy. We're introduced to this guy who right off the bat can't catch a break. He drops a stick, and his wife really just starts railing on him. The wife mistakenly thinks she sees her husband in the cliched laundry on wires outside, even though it was clearly Jason. Also, there's a smudge on the camera lens that really takes me out of the 3D. I keep wanting to reach out to clean it. The wife and the smudge follow the scary sounds. Meanwhile, her husband is eating fish food. Anyway, Jason doesn't do anything, but the husband does. He eats a donut, and his wife just starts going after him.
Feed you enough for supper? You know, I'm trying to help you, but you just keep sneaking food behind my back.
If this was me, I'd want to be murdered. The next shot, he's outside and finds his rabbit has been killed. Suddenly, this snake on some incredibly obvious wires lunges towards the screen. It even stops for a second, and you can see the wire reflect in the light. After a big scare like that, it's only customary to take a giant dump right after. Good thing he keeps his Coca-Cola right where he drops hot mud. He gets up without wiping to go check on a spooky sound and gets an axe to the stomach. Honestly, if Jason didn't kill him, the C. diff wasn't far behind. Jason does us all a favor and kills the wife with her knitting needle. Thank you, Jason. I hated her. We're introduced to our teenage cast, as well as some of the crew of the movie, as can be seen on the reflection of the van. They talk about typical teenager stuff.
Sex, sex, sex.
And we get all the character development we need from these people. Bimbo girls, a cool guy, and an ugly prankster.
Would you be yourself if you look like this?
Alright, stereotypes are done. Let's go get murdered.
And all you two are gonna do this weekend? Smoke dope? There are better things to do with your life.
That sounds like my old youth pastor. So all the kids start getting acclimated to their camp and begin having a great time. A little bit of flirting in a barn. You know how the kids do it these days.
Could you just slow down, please?
The horny barn kids hear a girl scream and rush to investigate and discover their friend with an axe in his head. Only he was just playing a joke on them. But who screamed to get everyone's attention? Was that his scream? He was in a closet, so it's not like someone found his body. I am honestly at a loss here. I have no idea who screamed. So this girl, Chris, that's her name, was actually attacked by Jason in the past, just not in any past movie. She talks about remembering what happened with Jason. Since that experience was likely close by, since Jason doesn't travel the country, I have no idea why she would ever want to go camping in the immediate area. Shelly, the prankster, and this girl go to a market to buy some stuff and throw wallets at the camera. We're then introduced to a few lowlifes that will be important later. We can also take life lessons from our friend Shelly here, on how not to talk to people who are clearly hostile and outnumber you.
Excuse me, but I believe that's my wallet.
Well done, buddy. Meanwhile, the ringleader lady actually teaches them some manners.
If you want something, you ask. Nice.
Maybe these people aren't so bad after all. Like, you know that group of local scary bikers in your own hometown, but they actually ride to help support children's hospitals? maybe they're like that. But running your car into their bikes can really change someone's perspective. I also really respect this biker for attempting to stop their car with a small chain. I stand corrected, that actually worked. Though I have no idea how. You have a car. He has fragile bones. Run him over. Okay, I wasn't being serious. Just drive around him. Geez, this guy's trying to have a higher kill count than Jason.
I'm warning you, Andy. I'll break your string.
Stop it. For everything this movie is, it really does have some good quality life advice. Take my boy Andy in this movie, for example. When the girl you like is in a bikini and requests to go swimming with you because, quote,
we'll be all alone and do whatever we want. Nobody will see.
Here's exactly what you don't say to that.
Sounds disgusting.
Our biker gang also shows up and shows their superior moral compass, even when trying to get even with the campers.
Nobody's gonna get hurt, okay, babe?
Another life lesson, make sure you always smoke right next to where gasoline is being siphoned. Anyway, the girl biker, Fox, is just screwing around in the barn, while the other two plan to light the barn on fire. Yeah, just some harmless fun. Also, check out this amazing stealth run in the middle of the day. Fox goes missing and is found with a pitchfork through her neck. And since this barn has unlimited pitchforks, this guy gets stabbed too, complete with 3D excitement. For the last guy, Jason delivers a body slam. And a punch to the face. Oh yeah, then he beats his head in. Thanks for saving the barn, Jason. Only you can prevent forest fires. Here's some more 3D shots of people juggling apples for like 3 minutes. So while these two horn dogs try to discuss the logistics of having sex in a hammock, Chris tells of her history with Jason 2 years ago and her traumatic life. She got into a fight with her parents and went outside and fell asleep. Jason was nearby and tried to kill her, but she got away somehow.
I blacked out. I don't know what happened after that. I just don't know. When I woke up, I was in my own bed.
What? Jason doesn't just let people go, much less take them home and tuck them into bed. But that's where she ends her story, so whatever. We then see this stoner guy taking a dump, but is startled, so he goes searching for whoever shook the outhouse without washing his hands.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that.
Between you and Shelley, I'm lucky I haven't had a heart attack already.
I don't know if I would take that joint. He just took a dump, didn't wash his hands, and then gave it to you. But who am I to judge? The 80s was a different time. A time of fecal bacteria and murder. Anyway, Shelley continues to play his pranks and teach even more valuable life lessons.
That'll teach you a valuable lesson.
All he managed to do was piss off the girl he was gunning for. That girl discovered Shelley's awesome wallet with Velcro and accidentally drops it in the lake. As she attempts to get it out, Jason comes over and shoots her in the eye with a crossbow. Awesome kill, even if you can see the wires. Meanwhile, the other teens are wrapping up their biology lesson.
Taking a shower. You gotta try it sometime.
I'm so glad that someone cares about hygiene in this movie.
Still out there? I can't hear you.
Oh, yes! What a kill. Now that's one way to do a split. Nothing? No? All right. The girl gets done in the shower and decides to peruse some magazines about Godzilla. She then discovers Andy's body and gets a machete through a hammock. What a way to go. Now that's one way to rock a kill. You know how like a hammock rocks? Like it rocks back and forth. Please don't unsubscribe. While this guy is checking the fuse box in the basement, Shelley comes to the door with a bloody neck. But of course she just thinks he's pranking again. But nope, he's actually dying. Down in the basement, Jason kills our stoner friend in the most electric way. The woman upstairs now realizes that Shelley is actually dead. But in all the freaking out, Jason just singles her out and kills her with a hot poker. He literally poked her. Okay, that's the last one. Chris and Hornboy get back to the cabin and realize something is amiss. Too bad she doesn't realize her BF is getting suffocated right next to her. And then he gets his head crushed in, complete with fake head and wires clearly visible. I guess you could say he never saw it coming. Chris eventually works her way over to see that her friends are dead and that someone has been killing them. She is the last survivor. The only thing worse than being hunted by a killer is 55-mile-an-hour winds. Jason, being the good guy that he is, helps her find her boyfriend. Thank you, Jason. She manages to get herself into a closet because, you know, closets are impenetrable. Unfortunately, she finds another one of her friends there. Jason tries to get into the closet, and Chris literally takes the knife out of her friend's body and stabs Jason a good 2 times with it. Jason then takes that knife and throws it at her, complete with a wire to guide it safely away from her. She falls out a window and smacks Jason over the head with a log. She heads for a van with the keys conveniently located on her person, but the gas was siphoned out earlier, remember? So she gets down the road after almost running over Jason, but she doesn't get very far. And Jason ain't no quitter, so he's coming after her. The girl ends up locking herself in the barn to hide from Jason. That is, before unleashing her signature cooter strike. She takes a shovel and then... If that wasn't enough to end the carnage, she takes a rope, wraps it around Jason's neck, and hangs him. Jeez, you are a savage, girl, and I love it. But even that wasn't enough to stop Jason. This guy pops up and gets Luke Skywalkered, giving Chris the real chance to kill Jason with an axe. It takes a second to take full effect. You know how an axe to the brain takes a little while before you feel anything? Chris takes a nap on a boat to get through the night, but Jason is somehow still alive and uglier than ever. But this may not have been real. But what was real was Jason's mother paying homage to the first movie by coming out of the lake and pulling her into the water. Except that wasn't real either.
What was all that about a lady in the lake?
She must have flipped out. That poor kid's been through hell.
I don't know what any of that means because when they drive away, Jason is still lying down in the barn with an axe in his head. So that's the end of Friday the 13th in 3D. Man, what a fun movie. I really hope you enjoyed watching it with me. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more fun content like this. As always, everyone, I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Take care.